Previously on Back of the Bus.
Important to the synopsis of the gameplay there, you do not have the option to play as T'Challa. It sounds pretty poignant given what we're getting out of the movies, like you said. It seems pretty definitive, but I guess there is some gray there. There's a little bit of gray.
Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails.
You think that's how it's gonna happen? You gonna send this man to jail and just move in on Rihanna? Hey, that is the worst case of Dirty Mac and I have ever heard of in my life. Like, I'm going to place the shell casings myself to get your ass in jail.
Hey, bro, I know you're going to jail, but you know what I'm saying? I'll take care of your family, you know what I'm saying? Hold it down.
Dirty Mackin' on 1,000. On a thayal.
I'll take care of Rihanna while you're in prison.
Then I'm going to talk to your kids about gun violence and tell them how they shouldn't. How they shouldn't be like you, how they should be better.
Oh, shit.
That's next level Dirty Mackin'.
That is.
Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape. Captain America was only $180 billion. You don't believe that? No. The budget? Fuck no. Hell no.
No.
That's the budget that we were told. Right, that's the money that was accounted for when they started.
I was about to say, maybe originally.
That's what was accounted for when they started.
What we on? We live.
Way to go.
I know.
Way to go. What's up?
That was on me. I didn't loop it. I'm sorry. I'm new to this whole thing here of being on the couch with the people. It's been a while, you know what I mean? I forgot to hit the loop button. What up, everybody? I know Felix is in the chat. Connoisseurs Triple Salute is in the chat. Pops is what is that nasty looking emoji?
What's up?
Some Android shit. I don't know what that is.
I think he's trying to shout y'all out about y'all little fake championship that y'all got, but I guess
why I guess a fake championship?
Because first of all, you disrespecting the championship emoji that your man is trying to give you. That's your dad just trying to give you.
Yeah, but why is ours a fake championship?
Because that's how y'all respect it.
Nah, I respect it.
And you didn't beat your rival.
That doesn't make it a fake championship. No.
Well, according to Woody Hayes, that's not true. According to
Woody Hayes was talking about a time where
according to Urban Meyer.
Even Urban Meyer was talking about a time before a 12-team playoff.
Time before the one we're in right now was a time before. That doesn't mean anything. People said things, they mean them.
I mean, I guess. Doesn't make it a fake play. We all agreed on the rules of the 12-team playoff before.
These are my rules. I didn't make these rules up. These is Urban Meyer and
But we won the 12-team playoffs that we all agreed on.
who agrees with the 12-team playoff? Who the fuck is down with the 12-team playoff?
We all the entire college football landscape agreed on 12 teams.
Bullshit.
Just because you didn't make the 12
No,
teams.
we didn't all agree on shit. None of us agreed on anything.
Where is that coming from? Obviously, the fans didn't agree to it.
The universities didn't agree to shit. The
Well, I know.
conferences decided this shit.
Okay. Well, you know what I meant.
The conferences and the TV networks.
Sure.
There was about 95% of the college football world, including the fans and a lot of other players and personnel, that had absolutely nothing to do with the Toyota.
Actually, that's not true. Considering, okay, if the conferences and the TV networks agreed on it, who took the payments?
What do you mean, who took the payments?
Who took the payments from all the playoffs? And then the results of
That
the
doesn't
playoffs?
mean that they made the decision. That doesn't mean that they created something that
It
they're
does mean
benefiting.
they
It means
agreed
they're
to it, though.
benefiting from it. That doesn't mean that they
if you-
wanted it
if
to
you
be 12
benefit,
teams.
And you don't reject the benefit.
There's
then you
nothing that they could
agree.
do to stop it from happening. There's absolutely nothing that they, short of
You could
sitting out.
I was gonna say you could withdraw from the whole thing.
That isn't so. In lieu of to prove that I don't want a 12-team playoff, I have to blow up college football. I have
You
to
have to at
ask
least
all the
blow up-
players to
Yeah.
not play college
You have to
football.
blow up your team's chances.
Or the conferences and ESPN and NBC and CBS don't get to decide for the other 500 people or 5,000 people that are involved in this Maybe
Well,
that's how we
okay.
go
So
about
then
it.
sacrifice your season to
No,
to
what are you talking about?
Sacrifice
Sacrifice
your-
your seat? No.
sit out. If you don't agree with it, sit out.
We've gotten so far away from the point. The point was that no, everybody didn't. The college football world did not agree on this. No one agreed on a 12-team playoff. It just happened because people are greedy.
But people went to the 12-team playoff.
There is effect. There's an effect of a decision being made, and then there is causation that causes that decision to be made. Them going to a playoff game is not them causing the 12-team playoff to be made.
No,
Just because you went to a playoff game doesn't mean that you're responsible for the 12-team playoff being in existence.
But by participating,
there is nothing that we can do as fans to stop it. Participate or not. Or what? You know what? That's not true. That's not true. Because if they do have diminishing returns year over year, we just couldn't stop it from initially happening because we didn't ask for it in the first place.
I conceded that the fans didn't agree.
The players didn't agree either. They didn't agree to play extra games a year. They didn't agree to push their season into late January. They didn't agree to any of that. They just got it. They just dealt with it as it is, as they always have.
Okay, so like when 2020 happened and they were trying to like shut down everything, players actively said,
not their decisions. The schools decided whether or not they were going to play or not. Yeah, you had players exercising their own right. Well, of course, but whether or not the teams, the Big Ten started their season in October that year, September, something like that, right? Because the conference said that they weren't going to play. So players be damned. It's still ruling bodies above you that decide these things. The players didn't have nothing to do with it. The team, the fans didn't have nothing to do with it. The university presidents didn't have shit to do with it. It was Tony Petitti, Greg Sankey, 4 other individuals, and some TV executives that decided all of that.
But in being part of these organizations,
fam, they're not part of the decision process. There is no decision-making process. There's no kicking it up the ladder. They have no recourse. There is no
recourse. You can get the fuck out of all of
that's not shit. Recourse. It's not recourse. I'm looking to have control or
you make with the conference.
I'm looking to have control or influence within a system. Me just not being part of that system is not recourse. That's just the highway. That's my way or the highway.
Don't agree with what they want to do with it, then you can get.
I think you're working away from the point that I made originally in the first place, and then also you're getting it wrong. The point I was making is that no one had a hand in this other than a small group of individuals. Like this wasn't some mass influence decision. That's the point that's being made. So that's where we're starting, and the rest of that's not really consequential. But again, I still think you're getting it wrong, because if I'm a college football player, I have 4 years to play college football, right? And again, you cannot take me taking an NIL check or participating in the playoff as my complicity. It's not society. It's not paying taxes. It's not a job that I can. It's like I'm within this system for education and job training, essentially. This is the only way that I can get it. There is no alternative. It's either this or start another career. So it's not really a thing of, oh, well, just don't do it. It's not an option. They can't just not do it. Would you say the same thing about doctors in the healthcare system? Just don't be a doctor if you don't believe in the healthcare system. Just leave the profession and don't do it if you don't agree with how things are divvied out. You wouldn't say that to doctors. You wouldn't say that to lawyers. People who have an affinity for the law but hate the way that the legal system goes. You wouldn't say just drop out of law school if you don't like the way it is.
No, but I'm saying if you have that much of a problem with a 12 team,
it doesn't have to be. You're straw manning something that's not the point. The point was that they didn't have the influence to make it happen. They are not responsible, and even by accepting the benefits of that system doesn't make them responsible.
I guess what I'm saying is, none of the players at the very least clearly have that much of a problem with the extra games of a 12-team playoff.
It's bullshit. They would have no way of changing it either way. And you have no way of knowing. It's not like they sent out a survey and said, hey, do you love at playing an extra 2 games a year? Because I think they know what the results are.
I think they would at least be verbal about it. If there were players out there,
Josh,
who gave a
what you're saying this right now off the cuff in the middle of this conversation, you don't know what's being put out there. We know that the media doesn't tell us about player voices and what they felt about the changes in college football, but we don't know if there's a group of players out there who aren't going along with this. You don't know if there's anybody talking out about how they've been putting extra games on the schedule. We don't know that. We off the cuff right now. So you don't know if there is somebody advocating to exactly what you're saying right now.
What I'm speaking to is a level at which they care about it.
Fam.
There's clear levels to.
So again,
maybe I don't like
if they don't organize a mass strike or sit out of players, that means that they don't care about how the landscape is changing.
There's not even anybody being verbal about their dislike of it.
Again, you don't know that. You don't know that. You have not polled any college football players. Again, we are talking about this off the cuff. This is the first, and you not seeing something doesn't mean it's not happening.
I mean, I feel like that's something that we can,
like, you not seeing something or you not having firsthand knowledge of something doesn't mean it's not happening.
I feel like that's something that you can pull up.
Exactly. Have you done the research on it before this conversation? Have you gone out and looked for college football players and their reaction? No. Have you looked up for college football players and their reactions to playing extra college football players? Have you specifically looked out that engagement, that discussion?
But no.
But so then you don't know. What are we talking about?
Plenty of conversations that we've had off the cuff like this that we haven't researched.
Okay, I'm tired of this roller coaster of whataboutism that we keep going. Can we stay on one thing?
No.
Right now. All right. So then you don't know. We don't know. You can't make that proclamation about whether or not it's popular or whether or not they feel that way if you don't know.
But just like you didn't know that Lil Uzi Vert didn't drop an album in 2024.
I didn't. Okay. Fam, can we stick on this topic? Is it possible for you to talk about this without bringing up 10 other things that don't have to do with this?
I'm just referring to conversations that we've had off the cuff like this that we didn't research everything for.
My conversation about Lil Uzi Vert is that he was a bigger star than Playboi Carti at that time, right? So I don't know how me not knowing the last time Uzi Vert dropped affects my opinion on whether or not Uzi Vert is still bigger star than Playboi Carti. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered if his last album was in 2008. My opinion is that Uzi Vert's still a bigger star. That whatever Uzi Vert was still standing on today was bigger than what Carti's was on, which was parroted by some folks in the comments on that video. But again, I'm not saying how that changes by saying, oh, well, you just don't know when Uzi Vert's last. What does that have to do with anything? I'm saying I think Uzi Vert today. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I don't care. I don't care. As I see them today, regardless of what their latest projects were, what I know of them in the recent projects, I'm saying I thought Uzi Vert was a bigger star. You'd have a bigger argument if I said that I didn't know Playboi Carti's latest project. That would have been a better way of going about it. I'm saying
you actually might, but that's neither here nor there.
But the point is, what the hell does it matter? I'm saying that as I'm looking at it, I say that Uzi Vert's a bigger star. How does that disqualify? Because I didn't know when his last album came out. When his last album dropped.
Because bricking was an even further point.
Okay. And again, we had the same conversation back then. If a bigger star has a flop, does that not still mean that I can't be a bigger star than you? So if Nicki Minaj has a flop, then somehow Ice Spice is more popular than her? If Ice Spice has a #1 track and Nicki Minaj has a fucking flop, now all of a sudden Ice Spice is a bigger act than Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj bricked?
Currently.
That's stupid.
That's not stupid.
That is
it's not stupid.
That's Regency bias.
That there is clear popularity.
If you believe that at any point in their respective careers, regardless of whether or not Nicki Minaj was putting out recent music,
talking about overall,
it doesn't matter. There's no respect in which Ice Spice has ever been more popular than Nicki Minaj.
Are we talking about overall? Or are we talking about?
I'm talking about in any respect. Period. She has never been more popular than Nicki Minaj at any respect. There's no way you can level it out. I don't give a fuck if Nicki went into a cave for 30 years. You're still running away from the point.
Is LL Cool J a bigger artist than whoever's the biggest artist right now?
Ice Spice. Okay. Who? No, give me a name so I can put a name on it. Lil Baby. Young Boy. Young Boy. Give me Young Boy. You think LL Cool J is behind Young Boy?
Right now.
Okay. All right. So then the 30 years that you put in leading up to that mean nothing. And all of this started from a conversation about whether or not college football players are responsible for the state of college football. How do we even get here? How are we talking about NBA Young Boy and we started on college football? That's my point. Why can't we stay on topic?
comparison.
How can't we? Why can't we stay on topic in these conversations? How did we end? No, it's not a simple comparison. We're on talking about fucking Young Boy and LL Cool J, and we started on college football players.
Well, I mean, it's
welcome to Back of the Bus, folks. No. Get this thing going.
We are like way behind. There's tons of comments being added on here. W on the snow on that airplane's runway. W to the snow. What about the pilot who? I mean, he crash landed it, but
you talking about the Toronto thing?
I think so.
What's going on with planes, bro?
Well, you want to say Trump, but it's happening in Toronto,
no, I don't know. It ain't all Trump, I guess.
Yeah. RW Chi-Town says, "What's the deal, family? I know y'all are not reviewing Marvel properties, but I wanted to ask a Marvel-related question. What's the point of using adamantium as a plot point when it's going to get reintroduced when we get the X-Men from a different universe?" Got this question from Chillmonger stream earlier.
Can't help you there. I have no clue.
Well, adamantium is stronger than vibranium, so
apparently
in the MCU at the very least.
Apparently it's a completely separate product. It's another super metal that has nothing to do with vibranium. So I have no clue. I don't know. I'm thinking that they were just trying to find as many connections to make people interested in that film as they possibly could. I don't get a lot of the decisions they make. I don't understand how within one movie Ross becomes president and then puts himself in the raft. Like, what Thunderbolt Ross is that? What Thunderbolt Ross is that? I don't know. Yeah, no, there's a lot of shit that was going on there. Giancarlo was in the movie for like 5 minutes. Apparently.
Which is clearly different. All right, you ready for Behind the Cape?
Sure.
Okay, so speaking of Captain America, they have experienced quite the drop in box office sales in week 2. 82%, was it?
That's disgusting. That is absolutely awful. I mean, so there is a standard kind of Marvel drop off for Marvel films. You do about 60, sometimes for the bad one, 70%. Over 82%, over 80% is crazy.
Yes.
Over 80% is insane.
Like, I remember, I think Doctor Strange did like 70.
They lost over 3/4 of the audience in 1 week. And then you really kind of count it as being fortunate to have made the money that it's already made, because the first weekend was a heavy weekend, right? You had early previews on Thursday, and you had President's Day on Monday. So that weekend was bookended by extra days. There is just like, and you got to just below $200 million in that 4-day weekend, that long weekend. Well, I guess 5 days if you count the Thursday previews. So you got to 195 million in that, then lost 82% of it the next week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. That is not good. And I understand that everybody wants to kind of pitch this off as, oh, well, it'll get right. We got Fantastic Four coming. We got Daredevil coming. We got this. We got that. We got Thunderbolts. Hey, man, not with an 82% drop in week 2. Ant-Man Quantumania did better than that, y'all. We're going backwards. I don't understand how we keep expecting this return to normalcy with Doomsday and Secret Wars and Fantastic Four when these are the projects that they're still making today. They're still making them. They're worse than they were a year ago. They're getting worse. Why the confidence that Fantastic Four is going to be a knockout? Why the confidence that Thunderbolts is going to be a good movie? Why? What evidence do we have of that? They would have to exceed the recent performances at Marvel by a mile for those projects to be successful at this point. I don't really get where the general, although it'll be good when we get to this, because like we can't even put together coherent projects in the middle. So why so much confidence about the big stuff?
I think I agree with Thunderbolts not doing it because what's the name recognition behind Thunderbolts? Whereas with Fantastic Four
has never been a moneymaker. What other Fantastic Four movie did you guys see that made a bunch of money?
As far as movies, I mean, they've been stinkers.
I mean, the first two were somewhat popular, but they didn't make a bunch of money, right? With Alba and Michael Chiklis and no.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Fan Four Stick, and that movie fucking bombed.
Yeah,
that was the last outing, right? Fantastic Four has never been a box office blazer. So it's already a project that hasn't really proven itself to be Avengers level as it is. You really got some stink around that title in terms of brand recognition, right? Like you had some truly awful movies coming off of that title. You as a studio are struggling to put together coherent projects, things that actually make sense, right? Like 1 + 1 = 2 kind of stuff, right? Sam Wilson flying through warheads. Yes, I understand the shield is indestructible, but are his human bones behind it? You know, the ones that are lacking a serum?
Yeah, his bones aren't made of adamantium, so what are we doing here? You know, I was going to say, you know, at least this Fantastic Four is connected to the MCU, but I can't say that because
coming from a different
universe and in a different time.
Most of this movie that you'll see over the summer will be in a place that is not tied to the MCU that you know. Now, obviously, I think they're going to come here, but still, you know, most of the movie is going to be in 60s land or 50s land.
Yeah, and then the movie has to be good to warrant week 2 sales. So, to your point, if it's not good, it's going to suffer the same fate.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the same thing for the Thunderbolts. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see.
Absolutely egregious. 82%. Yikes.
Yeah. Avatar Fire and Ash. Seems like some people have seen it and are claiming that it is the most emotional of the Avatar movies.
Yeah, I don't know what most emotional means, but it has been a bit of a roller coaster getting news on this movie coming out. Like from the first look at the Air Nation looking exactly like Air Nomads from Airbender to James Cameron talking about how they got to break the mold every time with these movies, which is another red flag, it feels like. I don't know, man. I hope he doesn't screw it up. Just stick the land. Wait, he's got 2 more of these, right?
Yes.
It's 2 more? 3 and 4?
I thought that's what we're doing.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know how much more, like, what more can we do? We done made one of the humans, an actual Na'vi. We done, you know, brought back the general from the first movie. Now he's a Na'vi. We got fire tribes. We got air tribes. We got a complete 1-to-1 Avatar Airbender.
Yeah, bro, because it's the same thing.
What else?
Plot twist. They're the same franchise.
Are the Na'vi going to leave there and go to Earth? Well, they don't want to go to Earth. Ain't shit on Earth. That's why they on their planet. That's why the humans are on their planet. Is there another planet to go to? Are we going to get off this planet? I just feel like there's only so much to stretch out of this story.
No, because James Cameron's going to take some interesting risks.
With some groundbreaking risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I forgot, Julius. You had something about Julius Ono, the director for Captain America.
Oh yeah. So apparently, if you all have seen that film, there was an after credit scene that I saw on the internet. That was supposed to be breaking down some stuff. Now, when I seen it, I thought, oh, they're talking about Secret Wars, right? Colliding worlds, probably. You know, that's what he's setting up. According to Julius Ono, he thought that he was setting up the Illuminati, y'all. So I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to get from that movie. Now I'm questioning everything I saw. Because if that's what he thought he was telling us with that scene, then the rest of it, I don't maybe I didn't like it because I just didn't understand it. Maybe it didn't communicate well to me. Because I definitely did not get Illuminati. But
Yeah, because we totally
Julius
didn't
Sono.
have the Illuminati already in the MCU. Well, I mean, I guess technically that was also a different universe, but still. Plus, what's a Illuminati without Black Panther?
I mean, nothing. And didn't they kill the Illuminati? Then they wiped them
No,
out.
that was the different
That's the phony baloney
different
Illuminati.
universe with.
I don't want them to get another chance at it. I don't want them to get another chance at it. I don't want to see their strike two at an actual Illuminati. I don't think I can take it. Just leave it alone.
That was the right. Well, no, because they didn't have T'Challa in theirs.
Yeah,
I was saying they had the right Reed Richards, Krasinski, Reed Richards, but yeah, no T'Challa.
Let's just leave it alone.
All right, so there's talks about a Hancock sequel, supposedly with Zendaya. So I guess maybe she's playing Hancock's daughter.
Shout out, yeah, definitely going to be Charlize Theron and Will Smith's daughter. But shout out to Will Smith, man, because he's been having a little bit of a run here. I'll talk about him on my Dubs and L's. But I'll be very interested to see this movie. There's been a couple of movies in that era of Will Smith movies I wanted to see a sequel to. Hancock, I Am Legend. You can see I, Robot.
Yeah,
you know, I could definitely see an iRobot sequel going
crazy in this.
And this, I mean, shit, we basically here, dog. We are basically here.
Yeah, the Roombas are Roombaing.
Roombas are taking pictures of you, shit. So, congrats.
They want to put cameras on the AirPods.
Yeah. Why? Why, God?
I have no idea. Okay. Marvel X-Men series.
Yeah, so apparently they are mulling around with the idea of introducing the X-Men through a TV series, doing the whole school thing. I guess, and that also lines up with some of the castings that have been rumored, like the Sadie Sink, you know, as Jean Grey, and the other one chick that they were talking about for Kitty Pryde. I'm not in love. I guess we talking like high school, junior, senior age. Cool. I guess we can do that. I am not looking to see young preteens as the X-Men. I don't want to see Disney try their hand at that. I think every iteration of the X-Men that we've seen, animation and film, has been at least high school age. Anything younger than that, man, I don't trust them to mature those characters, because what it tells me two things. It tells me that they're trying to set the groundwork for what those characters are in their universe. They don't want you depending on any other iterations of them. That's why they're starting them out so young.
Mm-hmm.
It also tells me that they plan on keeping it going for a while if you're shooting that young with the actors. So not only do they have a potential to mess it up, but then whenever they mess up, gets a chance to stick. You know, like now we got to be looking at fucked up iterations of X-Men in perpetuity, like for the next 10 years.
Yikes.
Like y'all thought Dark Phoenix and Age of Apocalypse was bad. Disney will tell you to hold your beer. They're gonna tell you, like, hold my beer. We'll show you bad. Oh, you haven't seen bad. You haven't seen that. So I don't.
There's definitely a possibility for that, for sure.
Not with it.
When are we gonna start talking about X-Men movies?
No clue. You don't ask me. Ask
Kevin
Kevin Feige.
We already got an X-Men 97. So like,
ask Kevin Feige. First of all, Nate Moore was on Gavin the other week, a couple weeks ago, talking about, yeah, you know, we had a cooling down period once we bought it. We didn't just want to jump in and making shit. Yeah, because who's thinking about turning a profit on $70 billion investment, right? You know, that's dumb. Who would be looking to do that? So yeah, now that their cooling off period is done, and we've got a Miss Marvel mutant tease, and we got the Celestial, and you know, Madripoor, and every other, you know, little Easter egg that they're trying to throw to us. Maybe we'll get an actual live in color mutant, like a real one,
or we'll get a few more years of Easter eggs.
No thanks.
Any thoughts on them pausing shows in development, like your favorite Nova series?
I didn't really care about any of that. I was kind of off the Nova train when they decided to make it a series. I don't even know what the last one is. It was like a Monster Inc. or Terror Inc. something like that. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Strange Academy would have been redundant with the whole mutant thing that they got going on. Plus, I have a sneaky suspicion that the Young Avengers are going to be a thing at some point too. So we don't need thrice over, young guy teams or young people teams. I don't need three of them.
Young team, Young Avengers.
We don't need three of them.
And Agatha team.
Oh God damn it! Yeah, let's not do the Agatha thing.
Yikes. Okay, before we talk about the big thing or one of the other big things, Jason Momoa returning in Dune.
Don't even know how this is going to happen. Duncan died.
Did he die on screen?
He did die on screen.
Oh,
like we literally saw him die, light move out of his eyes. So I don't know if he's going to be like a ghost. If it's going to be like a flashback. If they brought him back to life somehow, that would be crazy. Infinitely more interested in the Dune franchise than I am in anything that Lucasfilm got going on. So definitely be paying attention. It is a character that I wanted to see fight on, right? Like all of the scenes that Josh Brolin has been getting, I feel like they could have went to Jason Momoa and we wouldn't have missed the beat. Probably would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But we'll see how he comes back. I don't know. They haven't really done anything with like reincarnation or bringing anybody back in the first two films yet. So I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody knows something I don't.
For sure.
Kamala's gonna be the older Jean Grey. Kamala's gonna be older than Jean Grey. Yes. You like that? You like that retcon? Yes, Kamala Khan is older than most of the X-Men.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah, perfect sense, right?
Absolutely.
Because when you retcon shit, you just mash it all together. Who cares if it makes sense?
All right. Any thoughts on the updates of the cliffhanger Black Panther series, the video game?
Man, listen. I think it's obvious. I think the response was pretty targeted. I did my due diligence. I checked, not just the retweets that were going on to the updates that we got from that poster, but also the responses that the poster themselves got on it. So there was a tweet over, what was that, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, talking about the new Black Panther game that's still in development at Cliffhanger, and gave us some updates and gave us a synopsis of the game. So there is a story mode with multiple POVs that you can choose from. T'Challa, Shuri, Azari, which is a character that's only shown up in the Ultimate television show, or the Ultimate. It was like an Ultimates movie, where like all the superhero parents had died, and it was only their kids that were left. They were being protected by like a Starkbot, some shit. It was weird. Or Ultron. Was it Ultron? Can't remember. Might have been Ultron. So yeah, that's Azuri, and then maybe like some one-shot comics, one or two of them. Then you got M'Baku, which has never been a Black Panther. Never been a Black Panther. There's someone named M'Baku who is a warrior of the Black Panthers in the Ta-Nehisi Coates run, but M'Baku himself has never been the Black Panther. He doesn't worship the Panther God.
Right.
They're not even doing the work. It's so lazy. It's so washed over. You can tell that they don't give a shit about it. They're just running their jaws. Blah, 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 blah. Black people stuff, black people stuff. Are we good? Are we good? And again, I get frustrated when we have to explain this to people the same way I get frustrated when I hear, some of our lighter comic book fans who are confused over the whole T'Challa Toussaint shit. Oh yeah, well, it's a male Black Panther and they call him T'Challa, so it's cool. Screw you. Because if I called Dick Grayson Bruce and put him in the cowl and cape and tried to serve that up to you, you'd spit it back at me off a reaction alone. And you understand every finer point as to why that doesn't work. So, same thing here. Spider-Man game. We had Spider-Man 1. Then we had the spinoff with the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. Then we had Spider-Man 2. Right? There was no, oh, well, you can be Ben in Spider-Man 1. Oh, you can be Miles or Mary Jane. Even in Spider-Man 1, you could be Harry Osborn in Spider-Man 1. Nobody even thinks that trash up. No one thinks that as an idea that, hey, in Spider-Man's inaugural game at Insomniac, let's make his story mode playable through multiple POVs. You're a liar. You're a liar or an idiot if you think that is a normal occurrence. And I'm so tired of people playing dumb like they don't understand it. Not talking about nobody specific. I seen she drives me, Tina, talking to Chillmonger about it. Seems like they kind of worked it out. We talked on Twitter. That none of my folks. I'm talking to the individuals who are applying this dissonance, this brain melt. It's like they see black and nothing else applies. They don't know nothing. Fathers, mothers, straight stories, brain broken. It's like they look at one of these properties and they know how to get it done. We got a Wolverine game out. Does anybody even have any questions about who's going to be the main playable character in Wolverine story mode?
It's going to be Logan. Any
questions at all?
No.
Doing the same thing for Black Panther. Oh, well, people might want Shuri and people might want M'Baku and Killmonger and Azuri. A character that exactly 10% of normal MCU fans know who the hell that is. Yeah. Azari, because Azuri is Killmonger is T'Challa's grandfather. That would even make more sense. No, Azuri, a fucking kid that was never really had. Doesn't exist in anything. That they will throw away as soon as this game is put back on the shelf.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not buying it. Not playing it. This will probably be the last time you hear me talking about it, because if it's at the point that they are letting you know updates about it, that means they're coding, right? So that decision is pretty much set in stone. They're doing that. So for those gamers, those comic book gamers, let them know how you feel about it, you know?
JP says the cliffhanger stuff is thankfully just rumors. He'll wait until he gets official word from the cliffhanger devs. So,
okay. It's not unlike what we were already hearing about it, though, JP, and that's what makes me feel comfortable to go ahead and run with it. Because if there was an update to come from this, you would have liked to have seen it drive us away from this narrative. This is not the first time that we've gotten this rumor about there being different POV. Matter of fact, we started on asking who was going to be the playable character, who was going to be the playable Black Panther. That's where we started on this game to begin with. We obviously got what we got on the Captain America and Azuri game that's coming out, the Civil War game, right? We know what that's going to be, right? No T'Challa. But this one was the one that was always in question, because this one had the most potential to actually be the character that we want to play in one of these games. And again, well, you'll kind of get that. You'll have that option, but everybody else is on there as well. It's like, well, now what does that tell me about the story arcs that's going to be on there? they'll either be limited in capacity because you'll only have certain things that you'll be able to do with T'Challa as what you'll be able to do with the other characters, or they'll be generic so that you can play the same arcs for every character on the list.
Probably.
And that's more likely than anything, right? Let's just be honest. They're not creating specialty arcs for every single one of these POVs.
Mhm.
Nope. Generic run through, run of the mill.
Yeah.
Might as well go play a VR game at the fucking arcade.
Agreed. All right. The Rock Scorsese film is in a bidding war with Netflix maybe picking it up.
So it's Netflix, Amazon, Warner Brothers, and somebody else I think that was involved in it. But it does seem like it's going to get picked up by a streamer either way. Even with Warner Brothers, I think it is Max that's bidding on it. So yeah, it's going to be a big time release, man. Dwayne The Rock Johnson as a villain in a Scorsese movie. The main character too, the protagonist, as a villain in a Scorsese film. There's a lot there that would have to go wrong for that movie not to be successful, in my opinion. So I don't know. I'm going to be sitting down, I think, and watching that. It'll be see what it'll do for Dwayne's career. Like, does it take him on another trajectory? Does he, put the juice down? Maybe stop trying to be a roided out 50-year-old and
start taking more serious roles.
A la Batista.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Batista show him the way.
Yikes. Mahershala Ali to star on Bassem Tariq's Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother.
Man.
For Amazon MGM Studios.
Bassem Tariq. That name sounds familiar. Where Bassem Tariq? Where did I hear that from?
In 2021, Tariq was tapped to direct Marvel Studios' long-anticipated Blade reboot.
Yeah.
However, the director departed the film just over a year later, and the project remains in limbo.
How does this keep on happening to them? So the original Blade cast and crew ends up with Ryan Coogler making Sinners, right? Delroy Lindo and girl was Haley Steinfeld and I don't think she was in the Blade thing. That was Mia Goth that was in that. It was Delroy Lindo and the one dude, the heavyset light skinned dude, 8 Mile.
I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about though.
Him. And then now we got Bassem Tariq and Mahershala Ali getting ready to make a movie together. He was the original director for the Blade movie, and that movie still hasn't moved an inch. To our knowledge, but most likely hasn't moved an inch. Very, very, very. I don't think that reflects well back on the studio, where I can not only go to another studio and work with the talent that you were supposed to be providing me. Like, the perk to be working with Disney is an opportunity to work with a guy like Mahershala Ali or any of the number of stars that they have in there. The fact that I can work with him and work more efficiently outside of your umbrella and probably free of a lot of the creative control that they seek to take back from writers and directors, it's a dream. It's a dream. And it's almost embarrassing that they can skirt you like that, lose an opportunity from you, and then match up with the same talent and bring a project to pass before your project ends up getting made.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's nuts. That's insane. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it seems to be the trend going into it. So
Facts.
Crazy. Narnia. There's
Narnia,
a 8-film series with Greta Gerwig.
Will Mr. Tumnus be there?
Probably. 8 films? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, not the one we know. Not James McAvoy. He ain't never getting back in that shit.
No.
He's never going to be Mr. Tumnus again.
He's moving on to bigger and better.
He Big Tumnus.
Big Tumnus is crazy.
8 movies is aggressive. I don't know if Narnia deserves 8. The original Narnia didn't get anywhere near 8 films. That's like Harry Potter level. So, unless
3,
it absolutely, what's that?
Narnia films.
There was 4, I believe, counting Prince Caspian. Give me a second. The children have lost their minds.
Yeah, I think there was. Let me see. Narnia movies. with Liam Neeson as Aslan. I'm trying to think. I think there was 3 or 4 films. There was 3. So, where did it go? Where did that comment go? RW Chi-Town. He only beats you in debates because you smile too much. What is that? What are we talking about? Because I smile too much? Are the facts still the facts that I say? So it shouldn't matter. Whatever. Let's see. It brings me joy to know Nate's Captain Panther is flopping. I'm going to be honest with you. It just kind of serves as you were right the entire time. For us, at least. Because we kind of saw this coming. But, I mean, I think everybody knows that Marvel just doesn't put their best foot forward when it comes to actual storytelling. They think everything else that they do around the actual storytelling is going to get them the box office sales that they seek. It's like if you don't just get it together, all this retro bombing and all this bullshit that you're doing, race swapping and all this other shit that you're doing, it's not going to get you the sales that you're looking for, the box office sales. Where we leave off? Greta Gerwig and the
Narnia. Yeah, 8 is a very aggressive. I mean, they're going to have to come out the gate very strong.
Tumnus gets his own movie.
No. Who's watching that shit?
Me.
I would watch it if it was Phil from Hercules, not Tumnus.
That's fair.
Phil from Hercules, he be getting down.
That's fair. Yeah, no, 8 films is a lot. Especially considering, you got like development time in between them. Yeah, no, it's a lot. No way. Do you want to talk about the All-Star game?
Sure.
How was the second least viewed of all time?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it either.
Okay, so we're
I missed the entire weekend.
I didn't
miss the entire weekend. I didn't see anything from dunk contest to celebrity game.
The competitive edge is gone. There's no real need to watch it. As far as the weekend itself, we already know slam dunk contest isn't what it used to be. 3-point contest never really meant anything, but it always served as the lead up to the slam dunk contest. You always wanted to know who won the 3-point contest. But when the slam dunk contest means nothing, who cares about that too?
I think the NBA is a cautionary tale, man. When you start doing things that are inherently anti-competitive, when you try to form your game to acquiesce towards one side of the ball versus the other, to accentuate scoring or highlights, or even the changes that they've made to the postseason, they are making the league less competitive. Let that be an example to other leagues who are trying to trend in the same direction, NFL, NCAA, that it's really not that far. You're really not that far away from hockey or soccer supplanting you. I think football will always be king in America until they stop playing it. Tackle football will always be king in America until they stop playing it. But that number 2 spot is open, baby. It's open. The NBA is no longer the definitive number 2 professional sporting league in the nation. Baseball has long slid down the list.
Here we go.
No, they've long slid down the list. It could absolutely be soccer or hockey in the next couple of years, though, because
actually soccer has been doing pretty well too.
I'm just saying, shout out to Brazil.
That's crazy. Name one Brazilian soccer player.
First of all,
actually, I think you could.
Neymar.
I was thinking period. I thought you were going to go Pele.
Neymar.
But that's fair.
The 10 jersey.
But again, no, I said I think you could.
Yeah. But I mean, in any case, I don't think it behooves a sports league to do things that go against what their viewing audience wants. That's it. Gone are the WWF days where you used to do anything to please your audience.
Sure.
WWF Vince McMahon would do anything to feed his audience.
Yeah.
From having grown ass women wrestling in mud to
bra and panties match.
bra and panties matches to making guys cut their faces open so they'll bleed for 30 minutes in a match.
Buried alive
matches. Like, that's television right there, baby.
Yeah.
Give me what I want.
Yeah. And I don't know what the double halftime means. That scares me, actually.
Double halftime.
Chillmonger said you missed the double halftime. I don't know what that means. That scares me.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
It's official. Kevin Hart went from funny to annoying.
Was he on the All-Star weekend?
I'm sure he was. He's usually around. All right. Amazon takes over James Bond, and they ask the people who should they have play as James Bond. I think some people have said Idris Elba. Obviously, I think that's been a name that's been kind of floating around. I think some people
Yeah, good luck on that one.
A lot of people said Cavill.
I can see Henry Cavill.
A lot of people want Cavill.
I think your boy probably. I would, if I was him, if I was Nicholas Hoult, I would have shot towards James Bond instead of Lex Luthor. Just me. I probably would have tried to gravitate towards Bond instead of Lex Luthor. But I mean, he's a good actor.
You would have said that before the trailer came out.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I be James Bond or Lex Luthor? Yeah, James Bond.
You'd be running
I'm the good guy
for James
I'm the
Bond.
guy.
You're never
like if you're a Luthor, even if you're the best Luthor ever, you're still second place to Superman.
Yeah. That makes sense. Extraction spinoff series coming to Netflix.
Shout out to my boy Omar Sy. We have yet another Black-led project. Another Black. Matter of fact, can you do me a favor? I want you go to our analytics real fast and tell me how many subs we had since December.
Since December
of 2024. Shout out to Omar Sy. If you guys aren't familiar with Omar, he was Bishop in Days of Future Past. He's also
December.
Yes.
Okay.
He also is in the Lupin Netflix series about the I guess the klepto. 162. Shout out to all 162 subs there, because that is 162 subscribers that we have gotten since we decided to only cover projects outside of the MCU. So here's just yet another example that we can provide to those 162 and the rest of the 3,300 and some odd subscribers. Yeah, you don't have to do the math. It's all good.
3,446.
Continue to provide you Black content that we don't have to beg for, that we don't have to ask to be reshaped, that isn't in vain stereotypical representations of our grandmothers being played by men. Just good, clean, hearty Black content. Alex Cross, Supercell. We will be covering the Extraction spinoff series when it is announced, the first trailer, the episodes, all of it. Once again, shout out to Omar Sy. Dedicate yourselves to finding the people who want you as a customer.
Facts.
Okay, and it's very clear that there are entities, that there are companies out here who could give a damn. You didn't
mention our coverage of Power as well.
That is another one that we are doing for a little bit longer, unfortunately. But there's more to come, and we will continue to do that.
Facts.
For sure.
Speaking of, I guess technically Black content, I Am Legend 2 news.
Oh yeah. Michael B. and Will Smith have apparently, see why I'm about to get my boy Will Smith a dub. Have apparently sat down and gone through character arc stuff for I Am Legend 2. So that looks like it's still going forward. Apparently it's going to pick up years later after the alternate ending of I Am Legend 1. So obviously in the actual ending, he dies, leaves the Teresa Mendoza from Queen of the South and her son in the little bomb shelter so they can survive and make it to the Canadian border. But in the alternate version, he hops in the bomb thing with them, which is what he should have done the entire time, which is how that movie should have always ended. So I'm glad that's how we're running it back now.
I'm thinking they live on the base. He probably has another kid. That's his adult child now. This is probably like 20, 30 years into the future after the outbreak. They're probably still dealing with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
His son is like some sort of
he
military guy. Yeah.
And that's going to be Michael B. Jordan.
No, it'll be Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's where I'm going with it. Thoughts on I Am Legend 2, folks? What's your synopsis? How would you set up I Am Legend 2? Or Hancock 2 for that matter? That was another thing that was mentioned here, was Zendaya potentially. How would you set either one of those films up?
Will Smith stuff.
Would love Idris to play Bond, but what if he had to stop a South African freedom fighter who attacks Great Britain because they are taking the resources from Africa? Wouldn't look too good. I don't think they would even do that to him. They wouldn't even do that to him.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Like
For the
you gotta
Bond.
be MI6 fighting other Africans because the white South Africans is out there stealing shit. That's crazy.
Incredibly toned down.
That would be nuts.
Plus, why?
What a synopsis for a movie, MoFly. What the fuck?
Why can't Idris just do his own thing? Why can't he be a separate?
I don't think he care.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't think he gives a shit.
If we're going to have a black Bond, why can't he not be Bond and just be?
Or we got one. His name's Alex Cross, and we're going to continue to build on that story.
Or Shaft.
They say that cat Shaft is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. And honestly, I don't. In terms of having that type of character, I'd rather him not be a government op. It feels more authentic, right? Like, you know, we seen Lashana Lynch in
Day of the Jackal.
And Day of the Jackal, and that whole dynamic just was uncomfortable the whole time.
It was
uncomfortable the entire time. The willingness to bend, the willingness to oppress, to please your bosses in the in the Western power structure was just very skin crawling.
Willingness to kill innocent people.
Yeah, you know,
kill her, but
at the behest of MI6, it just felt very icky. And you know, there's a natural conflict I feel like there. Probably should have played into that a little bit more with the Captain America movie, but we get no redos in certain things in life. So, well.
Speaking on other disappointing news, Kamala Harris signed to the CAA talent agency.
So damn fighting for y'all. Damn for getting back in the fight in 2028.
Damn fighting is dead.
Damn trying to, you know, rally the troops and corral the Democratic Party. She said, I'm about to go get paid to do what I've been doing all these years anyways. Acting.
That's crazy.
I am going to be paid as on-stage talent like I haven't been for all these years, and I probably deserve to be.
I feel like
Got to go get paid, baby.
That also seems like something maybe Obama has done at some point.
Sure. I mean, she's not unique in that. I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up on some talk show. I'm also not surprised that she just end up getting an NAACP Image Award.
For what?
She signed with CAA.
Oh,
what you mean?
What you mean? Award for though?
I mean, I watched Aaron Pierre get an African American Film Award as well. I know we split hairs here, but again, what does NAACP stand for? No, you know what? It's colored people. It doesn't say anything about African American. Jesus. Do yourselves a favor. Well,
it's for POCs.
If you don't want to fall into a rabbit hole, don't look up who started the NAACP. If you are into those kind of things, you should go ahead and take a peek and just keep on pulling that string.
But do look up who was one of the, what is she, a local president?
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Just don't look up her OnlyFans.
Keeping Up with Kamala coming this fall, only on E. And she got some interesting tea to talk about too. Her husband got one of the nannies pregnant. She was only like 19 years old.
Like, would I actually watch that?
Keeping Up with the Harrises.
I wanted to say no, but I'm like,
you might.
I could potentially see myself watching that. And
we'll get to see Kamala drinking her sorrows away from losing the presidency. Couple bottles a day.
I just feel like there's going to be something there that's like laughable. At least one thing per episode.
You know, I actually don't need to be president. I can just be a talk show host.
She would do that. Maybe I'd tune in. I don't know.
Next up.
Anyway, that's all I got.
That's all?
That's everything from Behind the Cape.
That's Behind the Cape for this week, folks. Give us your thoughts on all the takes here this week. Put them in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for another live Behind the Cape segment, or catch us on Thursdays on the replay.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our playlist full of Behind the Cape segments from previous weeks where we talked about different rumors and things going on in the TV and film industry. And make sure you subscribe. Like he said, we like to do this every Thursday at 10 o'clock. When I said that was it, did you think I meant for my W's and L's? Like, did you?
No. I
hesitated
got
for a second?
No. I got it. I understand where we're going.
He was like, that's
I
it?
just had to figure out what I was saying.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure.
Yo, give me a moment.
Yeah. We're old. We're so old. I don't know if y'all just heard the fact that I made a noise when I got up, and then he got up and also made a noise. I know we did the whole like what age group is like Unk and Big Bro and YNs, but like making a noise when you get up is definitely Unk status. I think.
What is it?
Making a noise when you get up from the couch.
It's definitely an age sign for sure.
It's definitely at least borderline Unk status.
Nope. Still Big Bro.
Oh no.
Still Big Bro.
That was a little nuts.
Did y'all see ESPN first take Stephen A. and Michael Wilbon speak on Malcolm X this past Friday?
I did not.
I can only imagine what was said.
Yeah, like
I can only imagine what was said.
insane. Ryan Day got 0 phone calls from NFL teams about coaching jobs. Don't let anyone tell you he chose to stay at Ohio State.
I mean, our coach did go to the NFL after winning the Natty. And there were quite a few jobs open. Matter of fact, wasn't the Bears head coaching job open again this offseason?
Yes.
Okay. Who's running the Bears again?
Ryan.
Who? No. Who's the president of the Bears, the football operations? Who's president?
Isn't his name Ryan?
No.
Or Kevin.
Kevin Warren.
Kevin Warren.
Your guys' bestie. Your guys' bestie. You don't want Ryan Day? Why you don't want Ryan Day?
They didn't want that job.
Oh, sure. I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Everything.
He didn't want to make twice his salary and coach grown men
and then potentially
at the highest level. Well, sure, that's the risk you take
there.
anytime you take a job. You take a risk of getting fired. So you're not going to take the biggest job of your life because you could get fired, possibly?
Yeah, because they don't give the resources.
Bullshit. In the NFL?
No, not in the NFL. In the Bears organization.
You don't think that the Bears as an organization has more resources than Ohio State?
They do have more. They just don't have the resources to win.
Okay. Oh, well.
Which is why they haven't done
either shit or get off the pot, Ryan.
No, he's like, look, I like this job now.
Okay. All right.
The fans are behind me now.
I hope he likes it. I hope he loves it. Stay there forever. Never leave.
He's seeing success there.
Never leave and never change.
I don't think he will.
Cool. That sounds great.
He will eventually leave.
No.
But he will see success in
okay, great.
The meantime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he has to leave eventually because Heartline is going to be the next guy up.
Yikes. I love this pipeline. So it's going to be Ryan Day for the foreseeable future, and then he's going to hand the keys to Brian Hartline. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all might never beat us again. And never beat us again. Love it.
Are you even sure that your team's going to be all that good this year?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Positive.
I said you're going to do better.
Positive.
But what is better?
Well, this season we beat you, and then we went on to beat Alabama with a bunch of backups. So I'd say better probably would include a 10 or 11 win season.
A lot of backups. Okay, well, no. I was thinking of
They had all of their players. They
I was
had
thinking of
Ryan
Jordan
Williams.
Marshall.
They had Jordan Marshall was a third string running back this year.
Yeah, but this year he's gonna possibly start.
Why do you do that? You set the parameters.
Well,
You
no,
said I
that's-
was thinking Jordan Marshall.
Right.
Jordan Marshall was a third string running back. But this year, well, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking
no, but I
about
was
what he was
thinking-
in the game.
But when I thought about what you guys were going to put on the field, I was like, oh well, this it's just Jordan Marshall.
No.
Because in that
I only
quarterback, you
said
didn't-
that in relation to what you said we were this year, right?
No,
What
no,
we were
I
this year.
figured that. That's
Yeah,
why I was
eight
like,
wins, eight.
oh well, I can't say Jordan Marshall. So that's when I was like, okay, I can't say that.
I can't wait. Oh man. Oh man.
I think you guys do better, but
Can't wait.
do you guys play? You don't play Penn State or Oregon.
No, but we play you guys. We play Oklahoma on the road. We
Right.
play
I don't even know what Oklahoma's gonna look like.
Wisconsin. And there's another game in there. There's another game in there. Another tough one.
All right, anyway. W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I will go first, and it seems like we have to talk about this thing first because it seemingly blew up on Twitter yesterday, and so I just feel like we gotta kind of discuss it. Steve Smith, I'm sorry, let me say his actual name, what he wants to go by. Steve Smith Sr.
Oh,
got exposed by Tony Martinez.
damn, Steve.
First of all, I'm not aware of Tony Martinez. I guess he used to be a Broncos receiver.
Okay.
This
was another NFL player doing this? Or he's doing this to another NFL player?
I don't know what the extent of his NFL career was, but supposedly.
That's crazy, bro.
So okay, Steve Smith Sr. got exposed by Tony Martinez all over social media for cheating with his wife. The guy had texts between the woman and
the
Steve
text
Smith
is
Sr.
wild.
Crazy.
Texas, wow.
Crazy.
Like, I get that, like, when you emotional, you hurt, you probably want to expose him. You want everybody to look at him and be like, why would you do that to him? You're so mean, Steven. You're a horrible person. In which, I mean, a lot of that could probably apply. Like, it is pretty fucked up, pretty mean, pretty careless, especially if they maybe played on the same team before at a point in time.
Possibly, yeah.
And, you know, I mean, just in general, you could not know anything about the guy and what they're doing is wrong. At the same time, brother, the last thing I want to be releasing to the world are text messages of my wife talking about what she going take her intake, how she's going to receive it, the noises she gonna make, right? The struggle she's gonna have. Like, fam, absolutely fucking not. No, absolutely not. Get on. You just did yourself 1,000 times more dirty than Steve Smith just did.
Which is like, okay.
Because not only did he do it, but now everybody in the world
Everybody
knows
knows
he
it.
did it.
And I don't understand, first of all, from his standpoint, I don't understand why he would expose it to social media, knowing that we've got this weird, like, main character of the day. Like, we all got to discuss the topic at hand, and this is just going to blow up. What is the point of that? Why
You
not
didn't
take
even
care
do
of
it on
this
no
in
slick shit.
private?
You didn't go to none of the platforms that Steve Smith worked for and be like, look, I'm about to release this on your client if you don't pay me out or anything. Like, no, you released it freely on the internet, and the only thing you get in return is embarrassment. The
I think
woman not
that's-
coming back. She's not coming back. You're not about to get paid off of this.
I think that's what he was trying to do, because in one of the tweets, it had like all of the organizations that Steve Smith was
It's too late.
worked for.
It's too late. It's on the internet.
But it's just like, why would you
You should have went to them with the footage and everything that you had on
behind
it,
the scenes
and then said, like, look, I'm gonna go public if I don't get X, Y, and Z.
if
right?
you don't get fired?
Force that. Well, they can't fire him for having sex with somebody, not having an affair outside of work.
True, but then the backlash is going to lead to
Right. That's what they need to leverage. You needed to leverage his business partnerships against him if you wanted to get something out of this. What do you even get out of it? Pay me for having sex with my wife? What is she, your prostitute? What are you, her pimp?
That's crazy.
You getting a check for it? So now it sounds like you selling it. Now it sounds valid. You know?
Right.
Sounds like it was on the menu since you had a price in
That's
mind.
insane. So then that, like, thinking about the whole situation just made me go, like I just told you, we kind of do this whole what's the main topic of the day where we all discuss on Twitter and everybody has to give their takes. Why are we so obsessed with scandals? And what does that ever end up doing in any of these cases?
Nothing.
Like, I think of the Joy Taylor situation. Has anything ever come out of that situation? We all talked about it. We all gave our takes, and then nothing happened.
Well, the lawsuit's
course
still
of
going
action.
on, but I don't think old girl's point in naming Joy Taylor was to get something to happen to Joy Taylor. It was to make the overall lawsuit more inflammatory so that she could gain more public sentiment around it.
True. Okay, so then, like, what about other cheating scandals? What about Tiger Woods or like whatever happens with this thing? It seems like we love the fact that some shit about a public figure gets exposed. And
well, Tiger
and they
Woods
take the
actually had
credit.
to start being black again, so that was an eye-opening moment for him.
Yeah,
But you're right.
and-
Eventually, it goes away.
yeah, all this shit goes away for the next big thing that we all give our takes on, and then nothing happens seemingly. And even in the case that maybe Tiger Woods has to work hard for public favor.
Oh yeah, they
and-
treated him how he looked
and
all
he
of a
loses
sudden.
some of his
Mhm.
endorsements, eventually that person gains public favor by doing the thing that they're great at, and then they get all that shit back anyway. So, like, why? What's the big uproar behind all of this? And in the case of Tony Martinez and his wife, who's cheating with Steve,
It's an
Smith Sr.,
emotional thing, man. I feel
what
like,
are we
you know,
doing? What?
it's an emotional. There's different ways he could have went about this. Hell, he could have divorced her and then told Steve, like, "Hey, I'm gonna name you in the court filings if you don't pay me." Boom, right there. You could have went to his sponsors or any of the platforms that he has his podcast on and be like, "Look, I'm gonna expose this. I'm gonna make life real hard for you and your advertisers if you don't give me X, Y, and Z." But instead, he chose to embarrass himself and then hope that he got something out of that. I don't.
But even then, like, if something happened for him and he did leverage it in the right way, for example, and some sort of actual retribution came out for him, what comes out of it for us, the public,
Nothing.
in knowing
Nothing.
that somebody got exposed again for this
Nothing.
salacious situation?
We gain absolutely nothing from it.
I just don't understand why we keep playing into this cycle of scandal. Like, why we love it so much. It just says, I think it says so much about us than it does even the person that's cheating with somebody's wife, which is crazy. But yeah, no, Steve Smith definitely gets an L for that, because that boy was in there talking some crazy shit. Look at me, I'm playing into the situation. I'm playing into the thing I'm complaining about the most.
He was like, "I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
sorry."
Crazy.
But again, what do you expect him to say? What is he supposed to
Yeah,
say?
facts. I'm giving a quick L to somebody I gave an L to not too long ago, because she decided it was a great idea to sleep with 100 men. That person is Lily Phillips, who is pregnant.
Nuh-uh, not by 1 in 100. No, ain't no, she can't be, because
Lily Phillips is pregnant.
ain't no
after
way she
that
was letting 100
situation. Now,
niggas hit raw.
Whether or not it was because of that situation, I don't know.
Who got her pregnant? Got to be Adam 22. Only person I can see
OnlyFans
doing
star
it.
Lily Phillips last off pregnancy claim during. Oh no, that was during the girls' night out. Is she faking the pregnancy, or is it?
Dog, there's no way she's pregnant. Zero shot.
I don't know.
Zero shot. First of all, somebody would have to knowingly be like, "All right, yes, this one." Secondly, I think she's taking her own precautions. If she does what she does for work, she's taking her own precautions to not, make that happen.
The headlines that I'm seeing now is that she admitted to faking a pregnancy.
Okay, so she's a piece of shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only thing.
That
Also,
sucks.
since I gave that L, I didn't realize there are two people that are kind of doing this.
Yeah, and one of them is playing off the other one, and I remember that there was a little bit of beef. It's like, oh, she's trying to steal my thunder,
Yeah.
my 100 sexual partner thunder. She's trying to do what I do. Because again, this is OnlyFans content that they're creating here.
Mhm.
So they're just kind of competing creators
Yeah.
in concept.
Yep.
OnlyFans beef is nuts.
Very much so.
That's nuts. How do you create an OnlyFans diss track?
That's crazy.
You gotta get in there and suck it angrily. Bitch.
Yo, and that's the beat that she lays the track over.
Bitch.
That's insane. She samples her giving some sloppy top. I'm clipping that out. I'm clipping just that out.
An OnlyFans diss track.
That's crazy. Take it to the lawyer and the psychiatrist in the organization, not the internet. Facts. Have we been seeing Justin Bieber lately?
I don't know anything about Justin Bieber.
I was 6. I haven't been seeing Justin Bieber lately. I can't say I have. Okay, my next L is going to Imani from the Joe Budden podcast. So I guess I could give a dub to the fact that Joe Budden not only hit the 800 episode mark, but he also hit the 10th anniversary mark of their podcast. And in doing so, one of his sleepers, one of the songs that they play at the end of the show, he decided to hold that spot for Rory's new song with Leon Thomas.
I'm sorry, what?
So you know how they do the sleeper segment.
No. Rory has a song doing what on it?
It's like a DJ Khaled situation.
Oh, he just produced it? Or he on that bitch doing all the drops?
Or I don't know if he...
Hey, yo, this is Rory. What would Rory even sound like making a drop on a song?
I have no idea.
Hey, this is Rory. It's Rory.
New William. Oh, well, I guess I can't say more.
It's the ginger.
Yikes. So anyways, yeah, he has a song with Leon Thomas. And so Joe decided to play that song. And so then Imani at some point, bigging up the fact that obviously things seem to be cool enough for him to big up Rory, decided to bring up a situation of pod trades where who would Joe trade to get Rory back onto the pod?
Oh my God. Why would you do that?
And
you're just creating a situation for somebody to be uncomfortable.
Well, most of the fans, at least, have decided to include Imani in that trade to get Rory back on the pod. Now, there's been a bunch of mix-ups between Imani and Flip and Mel. Honestly, I think if
can we trade Mel? Is Mel tradable? Is she part of the deal since she want to be OVO so bad?
There's been a whole lot of that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
It's just corny to me. Now, there's a point in this where I think men and women view beef differently. Mm-hmm. For instance, if I'm a man and my homeboy don't like somebody, I think men can still be in the same room with that individual. You could still, if y'all work at the same place, y'all can do work together. You know what I mean? If y'all play sports or something like that. Like, there are normal everyday activities that can still go on around that person, but it's understood, like, we not cool though.
Yeah.
And we not. And if ever there was a point where I had to prove that to you, you already know what it is. But for the sake of cordialness, we just go ahead and get along to get along. Yeah. Women are the same but opposite, right? They won't be in the same room with you. They won't go and work with you. They won't put themselves in situations to be around with people. But what they will do is get all up in your shit. They will go and act as Inspector Gadget for homegirl. Like, if my homegirl don't like somebody, I'm gonna go follow her page and I'm gonna be her fucking spy. If she don't know that I'm her homegirl, I'm gonna sit up here and be like, oh, so what you doing? What about you and your boyfriend? I'm gonna get all the tea and all the shit. Covert. It's a lot more covert. Like, men will let you know we don't like each other and we gonna go ahead and get them bone about our business. Right. Women will sit up there and act like they like you. Whole time got beef. And they just investigating, collecting information and all kind of other shit. So where Melissa is probably thinking about it like, oh, well, I could probably just follow Drake. It's fine. It helps my career, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's not real beef. Whereas on men, it's like, nah, we're not affiliating at all.
Right.
Like, if you was sitting here interviewing Drake and you just had to go on about your business, that's one thing. You going out of your way to list your favorite song as a Drake song. You liking, post and shit. Like, it's like,
What are you
also
trying
think
to do?
She's trying to get off this level of ignorance, considering Drake bigged her up.
Yeah, like you know what's going on. He called your boss. Let's call it what it is, because
Hey,
Joe
dick
he doesn't let anybody forget that he's their boss,
Oh,
right?
facts.
That he called your boss a dick sucker.
Yeah.
And so now all of this little cutesy shit around Drake
He
smiling
called
every
me a
time his
legend
name.
from the six. So
First
like,
of all,
everything's great.
you've been dancing on this man's grave too.
Yeah.
It was just a couple weeks
Yep.
ago we was talking about the Grammys and how Taylor Swift was dancing to it.
Yep.
Now he was under the grave. Like, you act like you didn't partake in any of that.
She definitely did. Yeah, she's definitely playing both sides, and like MoFly said, she playing Joe and the crew for clout for sure. It's kind of crazy.
What up, Tony Robinson?
What up, Tony Robinson? Okay. Another L. Going to Aaron Gordon. You
AG.
may know Aaron Gordon from Slam Dunk Contest fame. Funny enough, homeboy thinks that. Let me find his actual quote here. Let's see. If you put Aaron Gordon's 4 dunks up against Vince Carter's 4 dunks, objectively, I think my 4 dunks were better.
Now, why you have to say Vince Carter? There's any number of people that you could have pointed out. I mean, good dunkers. You could have went to Aaron Richardson. You could have went to Nate Robinson.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin has some pretty good ones, but you could have pointed to Dwight Howard, because Dwight Howard's thing is that he was just, well, the only one I really remember with Jason Richardson is the one where he stuck his elbow. He did the Vince Carter shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically copying Vince Carter. That was the part of the NBA dunk contest where they were like spinning for a dunk.
Yeah.
Jesus. But you could have named Dwight Howard had very generic dunks. There was just the showmanship around it that won him his title, right? You're going to pick the most legendary dunk contest of all time, and not because of the people competing in it, because it was a whole bunch of competition, but because the most gifted Skywalker in the history of basketball, which is probably Vince Carter. It is Vince Carter. I mean, we've seen the man still dunking at like 42.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah.
With ease, off 2.
I saw this man dunk over a 7'2" guy in the Olympics.
Why him? Like, you got to fight people's nostalgia. You have to fight people's opinions, right? And you picked the target. If we're talking about dunk contest, dunk champions, it is Vince Carter, and then there's everybody else in terms of memorable performances.
Facts.
So I don't know why he went this.
The
round.
reason for most people to start getting really into the slam dunk contest,
VC.
And like, I don't understand how you could say, well, objectively mine are better. Well, let's look at the fact that
there's nothing objective over that says you are better. Like, there's no objective.
His dunks led to your dunks. The fact that he did what he did in the slam dunk contest is what gave you the platform to do yours. Yes, your dunks were innovative. Yes, your dunks were great. But if Vince Carter doesn't do his, you might not have the platform to do yours.
He did jump over a person. He went through the legs. I don't think you ever think to go under your legs if Vince Carter doesn't go through. Did Aaron Gordon do the elbow thing?
Somebody else did.
Somebody did a version of the elbow thing.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was Aaron Gordon.
And then here's the thing, man. Aaron Gordon has some of the all-time greatest dunks in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
He also won very controversially over Zach LaVine. I think there's a lot of people who voted Zach LaVine in that dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, so much so that I think even the judges, right? They went to extra rounds.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do extra dunks.
Yep.
And in terms of difficulty, Zach LaVine's last 3 dunks all came from the free throw line. Mm-hmm. Free throw line extended.
I feel like I remember having Zach LaVine as the winner in those 2.
Like, it was close. It was very close. And you weren't really wrong by going either way.
Yeah.
But my point is, you had competition in your dunk contest. It was Vince and everyone else. It was Vince in the field in his.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have chose Vince Carter to compare myself to.
It's just like, what are you trying to prove? Like, if you want to say your dunks were great, they were absolutely great, and I'll give you that. But like, now you're comparing them, and I have to say, nah, fuck you, boy.
Aaron Gordon was robbed. I don't think so.
He could have easily beaten Cedric Sabalos. Is crazy. the blindfold where he could clearly see outside of the blindfold was nuts.
LaVine beat Gordon. Yeah. Okay. He should have.
I feel like I remember. Yeah, I just remember siding with LaVine, but I remember like a lot of people were like, "Nah, Gordon's are better."
I mean, they were more flamboyant dunks. I think LaVine's were more difficult. He was jumping from further out
though, to even remember. The only dunk I can remember from the whole thing is the mascot going around on the hoverboard,
and then he picking it up, going underneath.
That's the only dunk I can remember.
That was a hard ass dunk. But then, man, Zach LaVine windmill from the free throw line. He windmilled from the free throw line.
Yeah, yep.
Like,
I remember that.
It's just more difficult.
Yeah,
it's harder to do. Even though it may look nice, still at the end of the day, you're jumping up 2 feet from the rim. He's jumping back 10.
Yeah, facts. Well, he didn't sit in air.
So what?
He didn't sit in air.
He didn't sit in there.
That's hilarious. Okay, let's see how much the camera still has going on it. I wanted to
he didn't have an air chair, Marcus.
That's funny. I wanted to talk about something that, funny enough, Marte brought to my attention, which is updates on the TDE case. And it looks like, here we go. Oh, funny enough, this came from Certified Jared, the OVO stand. So just a couple of like court documents that include texts where it looks like whoever's being accused, the TDE owner's son, Top's son, I think, Musa, if I'm not mistaken, tried to basically get Brandy's dad as a vocal coach for one of the girls.
Okay.
To like try to get her to,
sing better.
To entice her. Like he wanted to utilize his.
It was a quid pro quo. He like, hey, I can get Brandy's dad to work with you if you type shit. That's what, okay. Gotcha.
That's kind of where they led on to that.
Gotcha.
And there was some part where one of the girls that he was talking to, he tried to use the girl's house to have sex in with another
girl. So wait, same girl that he just tried to get sex off of with the whole Brandy Norwood's dad. Right, same chick. He goes to her house and is like, "Let me use your house to get some ass." Hey, that's bold. That is bold. That's on another level.
Leaving Paramount. Where are you going? Trying to see now. Got this broad with me. She says, LMAO as always. He goes, LOL. I need your upstairs.
Well, hold on now. Hey, oh. Read that to me again. Let me see if I get the same effect.
He says, leaving Paramount. She says, where are you going? He says, trying to see now. Got this broad with me. She says, LMAO as always. And then he says, LOL, I need you upstairs.
Okay, I understand that this is a snapshot. I understand that this is just like a clip of a conversation completely out of context. That sounds like two friends having a conversation. That sounds like, hey, I told you I was gonna hit you up when I get out of here. I'm just circling back. I'm getting ready to leave. Oh, what you getting ready to get into? I don't know. I got Shorty with me. Can I use you upstairs?
And then she says, LOL, okay, gate code, whatever.
Fam, what? Is she the one suing? Or the lady who got brought over there is the one suing?
I think she's the one suing.
But okay, this sounds like some fuck shit. This sounds like some trash. Because how did we get here? You gave me your code to your house so I can smash other people there?
But then later that night, she says something about, honestly, it's inappropriate and unprofessional to be coming.
Fam, I'm already here.
Maybe we can set a meeting up later in the week during the day. Or okay, maybe I was about something else.
You know what this sounds like? It was cool. Everything happened. I mentioned this situation to somebody, and somebody else said, girl, you know what you can get. Da, 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 da. He ain't supposed to be doing that to you. You can make a lot of money. Why? If you gave me,
let's just walk the scenario through in our head, folks. Let's be adults. Let's talk this out. I hit you up. It's me. It's Marcus. I'm out of town. I got a female with me. I have my wife with me. We got a long night of drinking. We trying to lay down somewhere. Boom. You say, no problem, Marcus. Pull up at my house. Here's my gate code. Go upstairs. Y'all do what y'all do. I'll see you in the morning. So boom. At 2:00 in the morning, you pick up your happy ass phone and text me, honestly, Marcus, this is inappropriate. I can't have you sending your wife's heels to the ceiling in my house in the middle of the night. There's something wrong. We can't do this. What?
Something switched up.
And then now we at a point where we're talking about a lawsuit, and this is what you're pointing to as inappropriate behavior. Fam, y'all was friends. Y'all were friends. That sounded like friendly conversation.
Oh, here's the last thing, I guess. On another occasion, Mr. Tiffith Jr. sent Miss Luna a picture of her and her close friend and expressed sexual interest in Miss Luna's friend. When he asked Miss Luna to introduce them, she reminded him that he was married. Okay, so he says, who's this? And she says, me familia. Why? He says, she bad. Hook me up. She says, no. He says, why? And she says, you have a whole wife at home. Why would I do that to her?
You just let me come over here and slay. You gave me your code. All up in your house doing whatever I want to. Now, did you take personal offense because I tried to rope your family member into it? That's understandable. Tell the truth, though. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Y'all can't be both things at the same time. You can't be the go along to get along person, but also the truth teller and the person who's going to stand for something. Because how many times did you just allow this shit to go on when it was comfortable for you? And then for some reason, when it didn't, now all of a sudden the dynamics change and it's a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. You are just now uncomfortable. Doesn't mean you have to continue doing it, but don't make what I did wrong all of a sudden because you decide you don't want to do it no more. It was fine before. I didn't force you to do this. I didn't say you're getting fired if you don't let me slay in your upstairs bedroom. If you don't let me beat cheeks upstairs, you getting fired tomorrow.
Better give me that gate code.
Yeah, nobody said that to you.
Or you fired.
Give me your cousin's number right now. You fired, Craig. She ain't say that to you.
Miss Luna, this your cousin?
Give me her number.
Hook me up.
Or you gonna be in an unemployment line. Kind of shit.
And on Mother's Day in 2020, Mr. Tiffith Jr. wished Miss Luna a happy Mother's Day and called her a MILF. That was another thing.
Okay, I mean that's pretty overt. But again, also could just be explained off as a joke.
Yeah,
fam. This is what y'all are bringing to court to sue people over. Y'all are out of y'all minds. Y'all are absolutely insane. Out here attempting to ruin people's lives and reputations so that you can make $1 based off of shit that your grown ass elected to do, that you made possible in every way that you could have. I'm sorry, an unwanted sexual advance to your family member that they weren't even aware of at the time doesn't really constitute legal action to me, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just out of touch.
Sure. All right, that's my last L. I'm gonna give these 2 quick dubs off. My dad sent me one, and I guess Atlanta Falcons owner Rashawn Williams donated his salary to Morehouse and is committed to doing so, I guess, for the next couple years.
Shout out to him.
So I thought that was dope. Must be a partial owner because again, I didn't think there were any black owners in the NFL.
Oh no, he's definitely a minority owner. Got to be.
So, but still dope. Still dope that he's doing that. My last dub is going to both things that we need to discuss here. First of all, if you're on Twitter, make sure you join the Back of the Bus Squad Homies community page.
For sure.
Get your voice heard. We want to see what articles y'all want to talk about, what links, things like that. Just be like a nice little community hub for y'all to just kind of post to, and from time to time we'll go through it, stuff like that. So just kind of bringing more of a community vibe to the whole situation. So if you're on Twitter, make sure you go join that. 2, we've kind of been talking about communities. Jesus Christ. We've been talking about channel memberships for a little while. Make sure that if you're in the comments below or if you're in the chat, make sure your voice is heard on what you would like to see as a perk. If we do decide to go ahead and do channel memberships, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. But I want to hear what y'all have to say about what y'all want to see as content, as just general perks for channel memberships. So that's all I got. It's
For
on you.
show. All right, here we go. Godless incoming. Okay, so y'all know me. I'm a fair guy. I call balls and strikes. Don't really like anything about Donald Trump, but I can be fair and I can point out a good thing when a good thing's happening. So he had a bunch of tap dancers in the White House this week for Black History Month. But one of the things that he took that opportunity while he was in the presence of the tap dancers to announce was that Kobe Bryant will be receiving a statue in the Garden of Heroes at the White House. So shout out to the statue, well deserved, regardless of who the president is that elects to give him that statue. R.I.P. Kobe. Moving on from that. We talked a lot about Will Smith today, didn't we? In Behind the Cape,
We did
quite a bit,
a couple times.
One of the things that we got in our suggestions at the beginning of the year when we took those about things that we should do with the channel is giving monthly Dubs and L's. So for our first inaugural monthly W, I'm gonna give that to Will Smith because he's having a strong month comparatively to what kind of media run he was on the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
This first quarter of the year has been very strong for him. They closed out the year with Bad Boys 4. He had the music video, the Neo thing. He had a couple music videos actually.
Yeah, the Neo thing, yep.
Obviously the announcements with I Am Legend and Hancock 2. He was just on a podcast talking about how he last time he spoke to Prince before he died. He was trying to build a entertainment company with Jay-Z that was very nearly about to get off the ground until Prince died.
Yeah, like Prince died like 8 days later or something crazy like that.
Yes, sir. So just like a lot of positive sound bites for Will Smith. Obviously, we talked a couple weeks ago about the Big Boy interview he did, where Big Boy told him, he was like, "Hey man, you saved my life for real. You're the reason why I lost all this weight." Just a positive PR turn, right? Positive.
Bel Air season 4 trailer came out not too long ago.
Bel Air season 4 trailer. He's on a positive heater. So shout out to Will, man. I'm looking to see some of the work that comes out of this. I'm eager to see him back on the big screen.
Absolutely, for sure. Hell of a monthly dub.
All right. Let's give an L. Let's go over to our L's. Giving an L out to Diddy, who has lost his lawyer.
I saw that.
Lawyer said, fuck no, can't do it, won't do it. Got all the evidence. Actually, I don't think that's what it is. I think that Diddy has more people that want to see him go down than probably we were taking account for.
Sure.
One of the things I heard, it's not the main lawyer either. It's not his main legal representation. It's one of the lawyers on his team that backed out.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why he cited is because he hasn't been able to have time to prepare with Diddy. Right? He can't get in and do legal prep. He can't do it. I think he got taken out of general population around that time that he was accused of the witness tampering. Right, the witness intimidation stuff. So he's been isolated. He hasn't had a whole lot of time or opportunity to do legal prep. Essentially, the lawyer is saying, I'm not prepared to try this case. Like, I can't walk into this case with the amount of access that I've had to Diddy.
Yeah. Which
I can't imagine that any other lawyer is going to have it as an easier time going forward either. So
right.
Seems like he just lost a lawyer that they're unable to replace.
That's insane. Yeah, no, I did hear that, and I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah, man. Diddy maybe going down for good. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Yeah, as far as people who want to see him go down, I mean, yeah, it's very powerful people, I'm sure, as well. So, yep, I agree.
Let's go to Universal. So we know about studios and their longings for copyright strikes, especially in platforms like this, such as YouTube.
Facts.
Very, very heartened about their content being produced by other people online or replayed by other people online, I should say. But not so much that you would think that they would shoot themselves in the foot over it. Right? Like they're not going to hurt themselves to claim a DMCA strike, right?
I would think not.
Universal DMCA'd their own pick of Matt Damon as the Odyssey and as Odysseus in the Odyssey in Christopher Nolan's movie. So you saw this on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a picture that was produced by Universal for an early teaser for Matt Damon as Odysseus in the new Christopher Nolan movie in the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
They put it out. They DMCA strike themselves.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even. Is your legal team not okay?
Fam, I don't even think you need to say any more than that. Just this.
That's crazy.
Some people get so greedy to eat their own foot.
Facts.
This is a good one. This is actually a Columbus story. This is a local story, somewhat local. I might actually just pull it up on the laptop or here. So give me a second. Talk to the folks while I get it all situated.
Tony Robinson asked, "Do y'all think 4 seasons is enough for Bel-Air?" Honestly,
it's about as best as you're gonna get.
Yeah. I mean, judging by what we know about TV shows and how, obviously the more seasons you get, the more expensive things get. I think the fact that they've had a 4-season run is pretty good. It's pretty damn good. And I think you want to kind of end things before they get too stale or, before they jump the shark. No.
I think there's more story that they can unlock in more than 4 seasons. But even still, better than end it on a high note than get canceled in the middle of an arc.
Yes, agreed. So yeah, definitely don't want them, sending Carlton on a coke binge and him being strung out. Oh, you know what they haven't explored actually? That I kind of wanted them to. What?
Don't you have this? You're on here.
Oh, the video?
You can control it when I get it up, right, on your phone. Like I don't have to be down here sitting here.
Well, I can't control your computer.
Can you control the video? Like if I start presenting, can you click it on and off?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just don't want to have to be sitting here all the time. All right, so set the table. This is a black landlord.
Or are you? Oh, well, are you even sharing it yet? No.
Not yet.
Okay.
Black landlord in Columbus or the Central Ohio area. 2 Caucasian individuals, tenants, who try to assert their privilege in the most nasty possible way. So I just wanted to do them justice and blow them up for everyone here to see.
You might have to redo that intro.
Why is that?
Because I don't know if they can hear you from over there.
I'm talking pretty loud.
Pretty loud. I don't know. I don't 100% know. StreamYard.
All right.
Supply chain human resources employee. So let me get this straight. This is Haley Morgan. Her and her husband own a rental property, and their tenant of 2 years decided to move out. So they found 2 new tenants to rent the property to, who decided to sign their lease and move in on Super Bowl Sunday of 2025. So these are the tenants. Kathleen Kennedy, who is a DHL supply chain human resources employee. And then we have Caitlin Poor. She is an emergency medicine physician assistant at Atrium.
I think one was an Otterbein grad and the other
she also
one
attended Ohio State University.
Ohio State.
So
There you go.
immediately
Ohio
after
State and
Caitlin
Otterbein. Of
moved
course.
in, they had a long list of demands that they wanted Mrs. Morgan and Mr. Morgan to meet. And to accommodate them, they did everything they could to meet the demands, including removing the popcorn ceiling. They also messaged Mrs.
Which is
Morgan
not a
saying,
thing.
hey,
I'm not coming to scrape your ceilings because you don't like the way they look. But they did.
No questions asked. She sent her husband to take care of it. So within a week of living there, these 2 people decided that they just didn't want to live there anymore. They decided that their list of demands weren't being met and that they wanted their money back and they wanted to break the lease and move out. So rather than
Right.
argue with them, Mrs. Morgan and Mr. Morgan were like, you know what? No harm, no foul. We'll let you break the lease.
Because
but
again,
we're
not a
giving
thing.
You, the money
You
back
don't
for the
move
1
in and
week
decide to move
that you
out
lived
because
here,
you
and we're
didn't like it
definitely
all of a
not
sudden
giving
after
back
you
the
signed the
security
lease. But
deposit until we
they
come check
acquiesced.
out the property to make sure everything is squared away. So that upset them, and they started hurling racial slurs at
course
Mr.
they
and
did.
Mrs. Morgan, verbally and through text message. So that's when
They're
Mr. Morgan
Karens.
decided to tell Mrs. Morgan, hey, I don't feel comfortable with them. I think I ought to check out the property on Friday just to make sure everything is on the up and up. And so he sent them a text message saying, hey, at 2 o'clock, I'm going to come through, check out the property. And that's exactly what he did. And everything looked good. So the next thing you know, Mrs. Morgan gets a call. I believe it was either that Monday or that Sunday. She gets a call from the neighbor of the property that they rented out, that they used to live at. And they were good friends with the neighbor. And the neighbor was like, hey, there's a lot of water coming off of your property. I don't know if it's rain, but I'm suspecting it's not. It looks like there might be a water leak inside the home. Could you guys come check it out? And she was like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay. 2 minutes later, she gets a call from HOA. HOA report the same thing and was like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but you guys need to get here. You need to get here quick. So when they got there, this is what they saw. They saw flood of water coming out of their apartment.
Dog, I know
At
where
that
these apartments
point,
are
this
too.
is when
I know
Mrs.
exactly
Morgan
where these
decides to
apartments
ask the
are.
neighbors, does anybody know where the tenants are? And they were like, yeah, the tenants moved. They left last night with like 20 movers and they had like moving trucks and they were
That's
in a
crazy.
frenzy. They were literally trying to hurry up and get out of there. They were loading stuff in the truck and they were out of there quick. They approached the door and this is what they saw. They saw just water just streaming down the door. And this is the entrance of the home.
Oh my
The entrance
God.
of the room of
Fam,
the home looks like it's
If y'all
flooded.
knew where
It's
this
it
place
literally
was
looks like a
and that
lazy
these were
river.
black owners that
So
had that,
essentially,
the
Kathleen
fear,
and Caitlin
the
decided
pure
to tap
fury that they
the
had to have come
pipes
over
on the
them.
toilets
Oh my
and
God.
the bathrooms. So both toilets, they decided to cut the pipes. They left the water on and they allowed it to flood the house. And as
Oh
you can
my
see, the property
God.
is ruined, literally damaged. The paint, the floors, everything. The house is so ruined that they can't even enter the property at this point. So let's do what we know how to do and let's try to make them famous. Remember,
Blow their ass
Caitlin
up.
Poor, who works at Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist. And then we have Kathleen Kennedy, Human Resources. at
Kathleen
Wake
Kathleen
Kennedy is
Forest
Kennedy
Baptist.
is
crazy.
nuts.
We love to make people famous.
Of course, her name is Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay.
Can
how
you
do I
stop
do it from
share?
here? Oh, I mean, it just stopped it, but
And just take it down from the stage. Remove from stage. There you go. Bet that.
nuts. Yeah, he's not lying. It's probably one of the most affluent areas in Columbus. So like
Crazy.
yeah, I couldn't even. The fact that black people own it and their landlords there, and then these white people,
And then they doing that. Like when they pulled up and all that stuff they was probably like, man, see, we shouldn't have allowed them to own this property here. They're gonna move their people in here. You see this water everywhere. This is what they do when they move in. Whole time.
No,
Hey.
I get sick of somebody if they did that to somebody in Linden,
Yeah, no,
like in a rougher part of Columbus. So doing that there, where it's going to cost them so much more to have to fix that, especially with what they did, insane. Fuck them
crazy
for that.
Yeah, so Atrium Health and Wake Forest Medical and
Easy to remember names.
Otterbein and Ohio State, still dealing with these individuals who like some help, finding them out and making them kind of get some consequences for what they did here.
Who is this woman?
Who is this? Okay, so that is the shitty tenants. And last L I got is going out to Rick Ross, who is
going to Rick Ross.
Yep.
Okay.
Who has joined in the latest celebrity craze of meme coins and rug pulls. So he created a coin.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Bruh.
Created a coin and rug pulls some motherfuckers. Rug pulls some people. Also, can it be a joint L? Like Rick Ross is getting the L for the rug pull, but also like let Lil Meech hold the L too. Because how did this happen so quickly? Your dad's out of jail.
Mhm.
You're working. You got full-time employment. You're a star in your own right. Like, how did y'all fuck this up so badly? Now you off the show.
Yeah.
You don't have employment no more. You're back to being the same Big Meech's son
No, he can
that
go
you
back
was
to-
before the show.
He can go back to Euphoria.
No, he can't.
Kidding.
No, it's over. Over with. Like, what was the calculus here? And then for Big Meech, was a picture with Rick Ross worth all of that, fam?
No, I can't imagine. Well, no,
There's no way. It wasn't worth all of that.
because he made the song about you.
I also don't think that, like, I don't think that 50's being as mature as he possibly could have been. But y'all know who y'all dealing with, though. Y'all know who y'all dealing with.
Facts.
Like, I don't think Rick Ross is going to shun you because you still fucking with 50 Cent. 50 Cent is absolutely going to find every way to fuck your life up for fucking with Rick Ross.
And do it very publicly.
Very publicly. I just don't understand. If for no other reason to secure your son's bag, just like,
Yeah.
hey, no, I'll come kick it with you, but let's not post any pictures.
Yeah.
You know, type shit. You gonna let the man use you as a pawn, then you kind of deserve what y'all got.
But at what level should he be aware? I guess in a landscape that he knows nothing about because he's been in prison for so long.
It's hard for me to know that he don't know anything.
Yeah, I mean that's
Hard for me to just to believe
the
that he doesn't
question, I
know
guess.
anything.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, I know, I agree with that, but that's why I'm asking. I guess,
And then on top of that, right? So even after the picture comes out, I'm not going to allow my son to crash out for me either.
yeah,
Like, he's not going to jump on a grenade for me and fuck his situation up
Yeah.
even after the fact.
facts.
The fact that y'all did that in tandem makes y'all both look like some goofies. Both of y'all look goofy as hell.
And you should know, considering the fact that like what 50 did for your kid.
Fam, the only reason why your son is a TV star is because of 50 Cent.
Yeah,
I don't think he would have
This
made it
man
on
has
any
a
other production.
job that can lead to other opportunities for him because of 50 Cent.
Wasn't going to make it in any other production.
And Rick Ross is not doing that for you or your son. If anything, Rick Ross is just making money off the fact that he said your name.
I would say that's a pretty big L.
Yeah.
What we got here? Look at where we'll be going.
So why did my phone die? I don't understand. It wasn't
Man.
anywhere. It didn't have like 20%. I don't understand this.
There you go, dog.
Do I need to already change my phone now? Is Apple tampering with my phone? I need to know these things. Kathleen
Kennedy turned that home into Camino.
That's crazy.
Lil Misha's green and being the hood toss around. That's what it feel like. It feels like the
Wait,
circumstance.
Big Meech is the hood toss
No, he
around?
said Lil Meech is green and he's being the hood tossing around. It feels like the reality of how he actually grew up is starting to come into play. Like if he built BMF for real, like his daddy did, he probably would have had a little bit more street smarts.
Yeah.
But since he just reaped the benefits of BMF for his entire life, then it's a little different. Outlook is a little different.
Yeah,
A little bit more entitled.
Sure. Oh, for sure. For sure. But I guess can't really expect him to. No, I think you can.
I agree with you, MoFly. He's being petty. But then again, if you are Big Meech or Little Meech, why would you put your future in that man's hands like that? To a certain degree, it was already there. But why would you kind of like force a petty individual into being petty?
Yeah.
Big Meech, maybe you got an excuse. You in jail. Let's pretend that you don't know that Rick Ross and 50 Cent is beefing.
Right.
Lil Meech, you 1000% know.
And you know what 50 Cent
You
is like on the
1000%
social
know.
media
You
bullshit.
know 1000%. It don't matter what your dad got going on, fam. What about you in your pockets? What about you?
I guess I understand defending for your pops, but like that should be a conversation that the both of y'all have. Like
Agreed.
neither one of y'all should be ignorant in this situation because the both of y'all should have conversed about what this is
Yeah.
before you jumped in, I guess.
I had another dub to give. MoFly just reminded me. I think that was MoFly that said that. I'm giving the dub out to Lizzo for her,
You already gave a dub to Lizzo for this, I thought.
for her weight loss.
Yeah.
I think I gave her a dub for the podcast. She's starting a podcast.
I didn't even know she had a podcast.
That's the last time I seen her. She was on the podcast.
You
And the
thought
weight
you
loss
gave
stuff.
her a dub for her weight loss a long time ago because that's how I found out about it. I didn't even know she had lost all this weight.
Maybe it was a combination. Maybe it was a combination.
I thought you
But-
did it a long time ago. Well, because she's lost more weight apparently.
Yes. And I just want people to remember we're no longer clinging to the, oh, my fat is beautiful and nobody can tell me to lose weight and I can still be healthy and be
That's
morbidly obese. Cut that fucking shit out. Cut it
Shit.
out. Stop telling people that.
The body positivity is done for the
Cut it
obese,
out.
for the morbidly obese.
Cut it out. If she didn't like the way she felt, if it wasn't beneficial for her health, if it wasn't recommended by some health professional, we wouldn't be getting any of this. I love that, like Monique and Melissa McCarthy and Lizzo and them, you know, have been able to find second wins. No joke. I'm not trying to make a joke with that. I'm just saying like that they've been able to change up their habits and get healthier.
Mhm.
But there was a period of time in all of their careers where they were actively convincing morbidly obese people that it was okay and that it was everyone else's problem that they were that way.
Your body
That they were
shaming them.
perfect, that everything was fine, and that none of your health issues had anything to do with anything. And now they're able to use their money in Manjaro and Ozempic to get their weight loss, and they left y'all in the dust over there in the drive-thru.
That's a fact.
They told y'all, keep on eating, keep looking the way that you look. They got healthy, extended their lives, and y'all still in the drive-thru line. Don't let people convince you of bullshit that they don't follow.
And you know what's going to end up happening is the girl who sued Lyft is eventually going to get her Ozempic, even though she was on the Breakfast Club and they gave her a whole ass couch to sit on. And she's talking about body positivity. She's eventually going to lose her weight too if she becomes a bigger star.
And it's just the way it's gonna go. Showmonger's got an NHL W, 16 million views, most non-NFL game views on ESPN Plus.
NHL W. Chillmonger, what happened to the Arthur W?
The Arthur W.
And he gave Arthur a W in the.
Oh yeah. Arthur is the longest running not Arthur. It was SpongeBob. SpongeBob
Yes,
has become
sorry,
the
yeah, it was.
longest running children's series of all time. It's surpassing Arthur.
Yes.
Yeah, so shout out to SpongeBob. But yeah, no, I said earlier when we were talking about that second sports league, that second American sports league, it's NHL and soccer could be vying for that in short term, in short order.
Especially since Columbus got a team, you know what I mean? Shout out to the Blue Jackets.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
You're going to become a Blue Jackets fan.
I'm not, but
They've been to the playoffs.
I'm not a Blue Jackets fan. I just don't like hockey. So it's like
Right. It's the same thing with the Crew. You don't like soccer all
I like
that,
soccer more than I like hockey, but no,
but you don't like it enough to
I
go
want the Crew to
to
get so yeah, you're right. I want the
Crew games be going. Actually, both of them go in.
Sure.
I've been to both. I've been to Crew games. I've been to Blue Jackets games. They're a good time for what it's worth.
Okay, so winter hockey games played, fall, winter,
I
right?
believe so.
Winter, where are they played?
Arena District
But where in the arena district?
and the ice rink.
Where's the ice rink?
In
Inside of Nationwide Arena, right?
oh yeah.
Right. When is soccer played? Fall and
Spring.
winter?
No, spring.
Professional soccer is played in spring?
MLS.
Oh,
Because I went to one of their first games and it was in March.
that doesn't mean shit. What does it look like here in Ohio in the spring?
Oh yeah, no. There's sometimes where it can be cold weather out there.
And where do they play soccer?
Outside.
Okay, so it's never going to become a big thing here. Now,
No, but
Around the
it goes
coast?
into like the summer and
and by that time, what are we going to be paying attention to?
off-season college football.
Exactly.
baby.
Exactly. No one's going to be paying attention to the Crew when the Buckeyes are
I
doing
think
spring
no,
practice.
I mean, like if you actively look at the Crew to like be your like you're about to become a huge Crew fan and you're about to go to every game.
yeah,
you're not
if,
going to do that.
if you are a soccer fan, you can get into it for sure. If you are trying to pull over general audience sports fans, you need a sport that is not going on outside during the ugliest part of the year when no one's outside.
I guess all I'm saying is I think you could enjoy going to a Crew game, for example. Maybe not as I'm going to start really enjoying soccer as a sport.
Yeah,
But
maybe like a
maybe so-
one-off.
Yeah, like,
but it's
as
not
an
going
event.
to replace basketball as my favorite sport.
Oh
for
no,
me,
I don't
anytime
think that.
soon.
I don't think that either.
Anytime soon.
don't
Now,
think that.
you talk about nationally, you got markets like LA, New York, Florida. You could really start popping off some stuff. In the Midwest, it will always be a steep hill climb because we have snow until March, April
Which is
sometimes.
insane because LA and New York, those cities have 2 teams for every
Everything
sport,
for everything.
but
Yeah.
we don't even have 1 team for most of
Well,
the main
blame the
sports.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, well, except the Buckeyes.
Let's be honest. Blame the Bucks.
I mean, the Buckeyes are.
They're not.
They're
All right, so
they're
that's
that
Dubs and
team, you
Nails.
feel me?
That's the show, folks. Give us your thoughts about our Dubs and Nails. Give us your Dubs and Nails in the prompt below. Like, share, and subscribe. Come back next Sunday for another live Dubs and Nails, or hit the replay on Wednesday.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry that I don't have as much energy as he just had because that was a burst of energy out of nowhere. Make sure that you subscribe. Obviously, like he said, we like to do W's and L's every Wednesday, and make sure you check our playlist for different W's and L's throughout the weeks. Obviously, we have different takes, so make sure you check those out.
And while I got the audience, y'all make sure y'all follow the Pantheon Clips channel too. Criminally underrated, criminally undersubscribed.
Check out the Pantheon Clips.
Smash the
channel.
Pantheon Clips subscribe button, please.
Check out A House Divided if you're into college football.
Yep.
Make sure y'all go to the Twitter communities if you're on Twitter. Make sure your voices are heard. We have one for A House Divided for college football trash talk, and one for Back of the Bus. Send us your links. Send us things you want us to see, things of that nature. Is that it? Is that everything?
That's
Since
it.
we're plugging things.
Yep.
Channel memberships. Make sure y'all tell us what perks y'all want to see and what channel memberships y'all want to see. All right, I think we're out.
Peace.
Peace.
Adios, chat. It's been real. Appreciate y'all. As you can hear, my daughter's upset. She wants us to turn it off. We're turning it off. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
69 comments is crazy. Ice Spice should have worked out with Lizzo.